Wait, before you judge me, before you call me a monster, promise me you'll stay until the end, because the moment my husband walked through that door with the biggest smile of his life, holding the news we had prayed for, was the exact second my entire world shattered, and what happened after that night changed all three of our lives forever. I used to believe betrayal only happened in dramatic movies, not in quiet neighborhoods where everyone waves good morning and borrows sugar from next door. My name is Alina, and for 8 years I was the lucky one, married to a kind, patient man named Samir. He wasn't rich, but he was good. The kind of good that warms a home. The kind of good you don't appreciate until you're standing in the ruins of it. Our marriage had been struggling, though I never said it out loud. Samir worked long hours at a small construction firm, trying to get promoted. Every night he came home exhausted, dust in his hair, worry in his eyes. We talked less, laughed less, touched less. The silence between us grew like a wall brick by brick. Then there was Imran, our neighbor. He moved in 6 months before everything fell apart. Friendly, always around. He'd help carry groceries, fix a broken tap, ask if I needed anything while Samir was working late. At first, he was just company in a lonely house. Someone who listened when I complained about feeling invisible. Someone who said, "You deserve more." I knew it was wrong the first time my heart beat faster when he stood too close. I knew it was dangerous when our conversations shifted from casual to personal. But loneliness is a quiet liar. It tells you you're not doing anything bad, just talking, just feeling seen. Samir had been tense for weeks, hinting about big news at work but refusing to say more. That evening, he texted, "Coming home early today. Wait for me, I have something important." My stomach dropped. I should have taken that as a sign to stop. Instead, I did the opposite. Imran was in my living room. One mistake had already led to another, and that line I swore I'd never cross had long disappeared behind me. I remember laughing nervously, pretending I was still in control, pretending life hadn't already begun to slip from my hands. Then the front door opened. I can still hear the sound of Samir's keys hitting the floor. He stood there, frozen. In one hand was a small white envelope. In the other, a box of my favorite sweets. His smile, the one I had fallen in love with, slowly disappeared, like someone dimming a light. No one spoke. No one moved. Imran grabbed his jacket and rushed past him without a word. Coward. I was left standing there, exposed in every possible way. Samir didn't yell. That hurt more. His voice was barely a whisper. "I got the promotion," he said, holding up the envelope with shaking hands. "We're moving to the city branch. Bigger house. Better salary. I wanted to surprise you." My knees gave out. This was the news we had prayed for during nights we couldn't pay bills. The future we had begged God for. And I had destroyed it in a single moment of weakness. "I'm sorry," I cried, but the words sounded empty even to me. He looked at me like I was a stranger. How long? I couldn't answer. Because the truth wasn't just about time. It was about every complaint, every moment I chose to talk to another man instead of fighting for my marriage. Samir slept on the couch that night. I didn't sleep at all. The next morning, the house felt colder than ever. Samir sat at the dining table, eyes red but dry now. Something inside him had hardened. "I kept thinking I wasn't enough," he said quietly. "So I worked harder, longer hours. I thought if I could just give you a better life, you'd be happy." He laughed bitterly. "I never realized I was losing you while trying to build our future." His words stabbed deeper than any scream could have. I expected him to throw me out, to shout, to hate me. Instead, he asked a question I didn't deserve. "Do you even want this marriage?" That question broke me, because for the first time, I saw the truth. I hadn't fallen out of love with Samir. I had fallen out of gratitude, out of patience, out of effort. I sobbed. I just lost my way. Trust, once broken, doesn't come back with tears. Samir moved into the guest room. Days passed in silence. The promotion was still there, but the joy was gone. He spoke to a counselor from his office. I started therapy too, forced to confront the emptiness inside me that no attention could fill. I cut all contact with Imran. He moved away soon after, another person running from consequences. The real battle wasn't against Samir's anger. It was against his pain. The way he flinched when I touched him. The way doubt lived in his eyes. Rebuilding felt like stacking glass, fragile, slow, terrifying. One evening, weeks later, he finally spoke from the heart. "I don't know if I can forget," he admitted. But I don't want to throw away 8 years without trying. Not for him, not for one mistake. It wasn't forgiveness. Not yet. It was a chance. So we started again, not as the perfect couple we pretended to be, but as two flawed people choosing honesty over ego. We talked about everything we had buried. The loneliness, the pressure, the fear of not being enough, on both sides. I learned something painful. Betrayal doesn't start with cheating. It starts with silence. Months later, we did move to the city. Smaller smiles, slower trust, but real effort. Some days are still heavy. Some scars don't fade, but every time I see Samir leave for work, I remember the man standing at that door with hope in his hands, and I remember the cost of taking love for granted. If you're feeling distant from the one who once meant everything, don't wait for disaster to wake you up. Speak, fight, choose each other, before someone else steps into the silence you created. Because I almost lost the best man I ever knew, not because he failed me, but because I stopped showing up for us.